Wow, what a mess. What on earth did I just watch? You can tell this movie went through a lot of reshoots because it felt like 5 movies mushed in together. This movie is like this one girl I dated, and her home was a culmination of all her mistakes. Laundry scattered everywhere, not knowing which was clean or dirty, a pyramid of Giza made out of Ben and Jerry's pints that weren't even eaten, just melted spoiled ice cream oozing out like a waterfall of cream with some mold to give it some color. A lot of Jenga board games, but without the actual blocks. She used dirty dishes, and a dead cat that was squished underneath a shelf. How do all of these women hoarders always have a dead cat? But at least I got something out of The Flash. Then from that underground troll, I was entertained. Yes, from all the Tom effery this movie has gone through, from multiple directors to multiple writers, yes, Ezra being one of them, geez, even multiple studio heads, still managed its way to entertain me nonetheless. But it did have faults, and my god, there were tons. You know, you got yourself a bad movie when the worst of it was its lead. Ezra is a great actor. If he was given a good script, he would be able to lead. It's just, this dude should be in jail from all the nonsense he's done.
Learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal?
Well, bro, I think it's his portrayal of the Flash and all the stuff that he has done gives people a false sense of what his acting range really is. He is a good actor. Hey look, Kevin Spacey is a phenomenal actor, but after all the alleged diddling he's done, definitely will affect if I'll buy a ticket to another movie of his. Wait, he's in another movie? Oh, brother. Okay, so this movie is Warner Brothers DC's attempt at a multiverse, and this movie itself feels like a multiverse. It's like they took all the attempts of a Flash movie in every universe and made it into one. Oh my god, I think I might be right about that. The basic premise is Barry Allen Degenerate figures out he can go back in time by running really fast, so he can prevent his mom from dying. But by doing so, changes the future and becomes trapped in an alternate reality, and then inevitably has to revert back to normal and undo his mistake. This movie starts off with a very cringy back and forth dialogue with Ezra and some employee. I hate stuff like this in movies because it's a fake interaction, and it's so annoying how every movie wants to follow this Marvel style dialogue. No interaction between two people has ever gone down like this. This type of scene you see in comedies, supposed to be an exaggeration. Why have these superhero movies become spoofs or sitcoms? Why does everyone have to be a goddamn clown? Reminds me of that Baskin Robbins scene in The Wasp and the Ant-Man. Just to get a quick laugh from people who have boring lives. It doesn't always have to be funny. It makes the world feel fake. Like, if you're a superhero, why would you save this world if every interaction with a human being is gonna be like this? Look, I last like 10 and then let Zod do his thing. I don't know too much about the Flash as a character, but I do know he's a little goofy, but not to the extent that Ezio Milli portrays him as. He's trying so hard to be funny and is just annoying. Reminds me of that Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. He's a great actor, but a horrible fit. And his portrayal was so annoying as hell, man. But with Jesse Eisenberg's and G-Eazy Ezra's portrayal of their characters, was it their performance, or was it the director and that's what he wanted? Wait a second. This is all Zack Snyder's fault! God damn it, Zack! Yeah, the first half of this movie was very annoying because when Harry Gallons goes back in time, he gets stuck with a younger version of himself. Which means we're stuck with 2 Ezric Mileys. This is the part that didn't make sense to me, and it was annoyingly frustrating throughout this whole movie. So our Flash, who's this awkward goof with social anxiety, he's an introvert, immature person who has lost his mom, his dad's been in jail for years, got superpowers, fought through an alien invasion, and he still acts the way he is. But then this other one, who hasn't gone through any adversity, is the exact same person? Huh? And we get stuck with 2 of these obnoxiously annoying people for at least an hour, forcing so much goofy comedy, and it made me so numb. And honestly, most of the theater didn't even find it funny. The issue with this is, well, they shouldn't have done this Freaky Friday style in the first place, but if you're going to do it, you can't have 2 characters that act the exact same way. There's a term in acting and writing called the banana and straight character. This is a popular tool because it is used in almost every comedy. And yes, The Flash, unfortunately, is a comedy, where the banana character is the clown slash funny slash stupid character that does all the nonsense, and the straight character is the normal one, which is the character that we, the audience, can relate to, and would react to the stupidity to make it more grounded in reality, or else you get what we get in this film. Two banana characters that make every scene annoying and a mess and just complete total fiction. Side note, I need somebody to answer this. The Flash and all these speedster superheroes, do they have the ability to run fast or slow down time? Because they always show them in slow-mo doing their thing in normal speed. Because my thing is, if you're a speedster, time doesn't slow down, you're just really fast. And everything else you have to react to really fast. I don't know, am I thinking too much about this right now? Nah, screw this. This needs its own damn video. Welcome to Videoception, where I inserted a video within a video, and this is where we talk about if speedsters actually run really fast or do they just slow down time. No, I'm just kidding. Let's get back to the video. But to continue on with the Flash. It would have made more sense if our Barry Blast Allen was more grounded as a character, because he'd been through trauma that would have hardened him and made him into a man. But you know, Warner Brothers at the time had no idea what to do with the DCEU and wanted to be like Marvel. So let's make everything funny. Ha ha ha, kaka poo poo pee pee. And how they introduced his mom when he was a kid, that whole scene just felt off. It didn't feel like a real thing that happened. It looked like as if they were filming a commercial about tampons. I don't know if that's the best example, but it was very scripted and staged. She literally says, "I love you." Yeah, no shit. This movie didn't get good until it became a Batman movie. And I bet if it wasn't for Ezekiel Miller's shenanigans, they would have at least hidden Michael Keaton, but he was in every shot in the trailer because they had no choice. Michael Keaton was awesome. He did not phone it in. It's like he never left the character. It was so nice seeing him again. I don't know why he only did 2 movies, but at least this time we actually got to see his Batman actually fight. But this is where I have an issue with this Batman. So, this Batman has retired because he has solved all the crime in Gotham City. Yeah. But when Gary Allen asks for help to save the world from complete annihilation from Zod, Batman says, no. Huh? Are you kidding me? Batman will never say no. But you know, you gotta make it funny, so you have to get a character to act out of character. Ha ha ha. Wow, that scene of an old retired miserable hero seems very familiar. Even though the fight scenes were awesome, and it was finally great to see this version of Batman fight the way he was supposed to fight with his arsenal, a part of me was also sad because I know most of it was either a 25-year-old stuntman or all CGI, and not the 71-year-old Michael Keaton. What they failed to show in this movie was the age of a 71-year-old man, because Batman would be doing a spinning back kick, get thrown and grabbed by thugs, and not show that he's gassed or even hurt. At least show his age. Show that he's huffing and puffing, especially since he was retired, and show him slowly getting up and recovering because he's old. He's slower, he's weaker, things hurt more. But it was nice seeing him back in the cowl. Easily the best part of the movie. And also Batflick, looking better than Fatflick in Joss Whedon's Justice League. Seeing him back again made me happy but also sad, because I loved his Batman and Bruce Wayne, and I want to see him in his own movie because it would have been awesome. I'm going to make a video on James Gunn for sure. But Batflick has an awesome scene, and I'm going to cherish it because it'll be his last. The one thing that did really surprise me was Supergirl. She was just a normal character with issues that she was struggling with. They didn't make her into an insufferable feminist girl boss. Even though she was in the movie for as long as the trailer length was, I kind of wanted to see more. However, that is not Supergirl. This is Supergirl. Nobody looks at her and sees Supergirl. This is a completely different character. You had an opportunity to bring us the actual Supergirl to the big screen for the first time, and this is what you chose? Why? Because of
the message.
So they racistly swapped her skin color and called it the same person. There's only been one person who's ever done that ever, and he goes by the pronouns he he. Nonetheless, at least she was a normal character and portrayed by an actress capable of acting. Thank God they canceled her movie. It would have been a shit show. But at least do the bare minimum and give her a different name. What do I know? I'm just some idiot on YouTube with 3 subscribers. They did some questionable things like the Flash sticking a baby in a microwave. Then they had a pointless romance that had nothing to do with anything that they shoved in our face with some fat chick. And they did this thing where the younger Flash moved the older Flash when he went really fast. And then the older Flash just started puking everywhere because he moved him while he was in slow-mo. I don't know what to call it. In the speed realm. But earlier in the movie, when he was moving the babies were just fine and they weren't puking all over the place. So I don't think they ever explained that. I was a little confused about that. And I'm not the only one. And I want to talk about the CGI. The CGI was horrendous. It looked so rubbery, so fake. The realm he was in to see other realities was so awful. It was difficult to follow. It was so hard to see anything that was going on because the amount of effects and colors, just a bunch of nothing, proves that this movie was a mess from the top down. Because who designed that? Who thought that was a good idea? I really want to see the behind the scenes and what other ideas were brought before this movie was edited. And also to find out who the mother effer was that decided to take out Daddy's scene. Okay, breathe, okay. And the last battle was boring as hell. They were fighting in the desert with nothing in the background besides sand and an obvious green screen. For the most part, they did the two Ezras good, but there was a scene where it kind of looked like his face was edited on another actor. And Michael Shannon's head looked like it was floating in a suit. Another great part of this movie was this film proved that our Superman had to do what he did. From all the whiners and the crybabies that complained, "Oh, he killed Zod." Well, he had to. He had to kill Zod to save Earth, because in reality, that's what would need to be done. So, suck it. And then they added a whole bunch of cameos. It was so cheap and cheesy just to get like some clickbait and arouse some fans. But I don't think any fans really cared because it looked so bad. Everything was CGI. There was no real actors. I don't want to spoil it, but you guys probably know exactly what I'm talking about. It was so cheaply done and just pointless. Had nothing to do with anything. Nothing to add to the story or to the universe. Just a lazy thing. I didn't know the Flash had a certain ability that can get him through walls and stuff. So that was pretty cool to see. And how he did it, like the visual effect of it, he started like doing this little shake thing, which gave me PTSD of a certain game. And the emotional scenes with his mom, especially near the end, was the bread and butter of this film, which they lost completely because it was such a mess. There's no structure, and I wish they focused on that more and made that the sole reason instead of all this mumbo jumbo that's in there. Those are the kind of emotional scenes that make movies, that gets audience to be moved in a certain way. And that's what it needed. But why do they go this route, man? Unfortunately, this movie has no weight to it. The ultimate goal with a movie is to entertain. So at least it did that. But obviously, this had a bigger goal. To set up a sequel, expand the DCEU, but it doesn't matter, there's no point, and the box office shows, because they and James Gunn decided to scrap the Snyderverse, giving this movie no reason to exist, even Aquaman 2. Man, I could talk about what they should have done with this film, but this video's already long enough, and I'm so tired of this already, man. Hollywood, and now Indiana Jones and the Feminist is coming out right now. I just want to sleep. Alright. I am done with this one. Subscribe for more, leave a like, and until my next one, cha-ta for now.